The Johannesburg High Court ruling in favour of Dr. Mpho Phalatse earlier today. She had challenged her dismissal recently as Joburg Mayor. The court said the decision to hold a motion of no confidence against her was unlawful, unconstitutional and invalid. The election of Dada Morero as Joburg Mayor has also been declared invalid. The DA has welcomed the judgment, saying it's a victory for Joburg residents and the rule of law. My colleague, our reporter Pule Jones, following that story for us, is joining us now this hour on Today. Good afternoon, Pule. What a day. I mean, Joburg had a different mayor this morning when we woke up, and now the City of Gold has a new mayor in terms of the court ruling. What drama.
Yes, that's right, Bradan. In fact, all of this follows just after the ANC regional chairperson in Johannesburg, Dada Morero, going on social media to say that he will officially step aside as the executive mayor of Johannesburg. Later on, again, releasing another post saying that he retracts the statement and that his legal team is currently studying the court order from the Johannesburg High Court. We also understand that the Speaker of Council, Colleen Makubele, also locked in a meeting with the legal team studying the High Court from the Johannesburg. But what now we will be doing is speaking to the, of course, now Mayor Mpho Phalatse, who's joining us on the ENTA this afternoon regarding that court order. Thank you, Mayor, for speaking to us and making time to actually now unpack and explain to us what this means for yourself and, of course, the Johannesburg DA caucus. What will be the next step? Because you've been quite adamant that the manner in which council convened and, subsequently had you removed was illegal.
We're very happy today that we have concurrence from the judicial system. We're quite happy that they agree that everything that happened in the last few weeks has been unlawful, illegal, unconstitutional. We're very happy with the judgment. We expect that there will be resistance. We don't expect that the opposition will just sit back and accept this outcome, so we're not surprised. We're not surprised that they're sitting with their legal teams. We're not surprised that they're looking for a loophole out of this. But the court has ruled. They've got grounds that they've got the right to go back to council and table a lawful motion of no confidence. They've got the right to appeal. They've got the right to do anything lawfully within the framework of the law. They have the right to exercise their democratic rights.
What does this mean for Mayor Mpho Phalatse now? I mean, numbers, again, is one thing that may not come into your favour. You're going back again to council soon, and the ANC is quite confident that they will still have you removed via another motion of no confidence using the numbers that they've had now from the Patriotic Alliance, Al-Jama'ah, and other small minority opposition parties. Would you say this was a waste of time for you to go to court?
Absolutely not. This was a principal fight. This was a fight to see, do we live in a lawless country or do we live in a country that upholds the rule of law? Do we have a council that takes seriously its rules and abides by them? The council is subject to the Constitution, it's subject to the Structures Act. It's subject to the rules of council. And today this is a victory for democracy and it's a victory for the rule of law. It says that our council is not lawless. It says that there will be recourse, there will be consequence if rules are broken or laws are broken. And that for me gives me courage that we can run an institution of integrity and that we can run it with integrity and that our residents can be confident that they are in safe hands under our leadership. So that's the first victory. Now, we've won the legal battle. There's a political battle now that we must face. And yes, it's true, the political battle is about numbers. It's a numbers game. And currently as we stand, we are speaking to our coalition partners. Of course, the PA has crossed over to the opposition side or to the ANC side. We are aware of that. So as we stand, we're a minority government. We don't have 50% plus one. And it means that we now need to look at options as to how we're going to ensure that we stay in government, and those talks are ongoing.
Do you still want to be mayor? Are you going to put in the fight despite the opposition?
Well, I am mayor. It has been ruled by the court that I am mayor. I was never lawfully removed, so I remain the mayor of Johannesburg. So in as far as that is concerned, I need to step into my office, step into the authority of the office of the executive mayor, make sure that there's leadership in the city, make sure that we undo all unlawful decisions of the past few weeks, and make sure that we get the city moving again and we get back onto the rebuild and repair agenda of the multi-party government. That's number one. Now, the political fight is for for us to stay in government so we can continue the rebuild and repair of the city. And like I said, there's ongoing negotiations to find a suitable way to achieve that.
The proposal for you to work with the EFF seemingly not being supported by the DA's national top brass, do you think that you didn't receive that much favour that you needed to work with the EFF because you wanted to do that to have the numbers to go back into power?
I presented a proposal to the DA's FedEx. The FedEx is the highest decision-making body of the Democratic Alliance. It's made up of 20-odd members from different parts of the country who are all delegated decision makers, and they all decided that we should not enter into any national deal with the EFF, and I have to abide by the decision of the FedEx, and we have to look at what else is remaining as an option for us going forward.
So this was not a desperate attempt to try and stay into power?
It wasn't about staying in power. It's about continuing the rebuild and the repair of the city. That's really what it's about. It's not about positions. It's about really saving our residents from a corrupt administration that cares nothing about our residents, doesn't care about service delivery, whose only interest is really to loot the coffers of the city.
Are you disappointed though?
About
you not being allowed to work with the EFF?
Well, of course, I tabled a proposal. I'd hoped for a favourable outcome, but I have to abide by the decision of the FedEx, and I have to remain positive. Otherwise, then I will be giving up the fight. I have to remain positive that there is another way in which we can stay in government.
Mpho Phalatse, Johannesburg Mayor, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon on ENCA. Bredan there, the Mayor, telling us that, of course, she is quite disappointed the proposal to work with the EFF was rejected, but she will be fighting tooth and nail to ensure that she can, work together with what she has currently, and of course fight for the city of Johannesburg to ensure that acceleration of service delivery is something which isn't hampered.